Some people are carrying lives that no longer belong to them. You can see it sometimes without a word being spoken. The body is here, but mentally they're still trapped somewhere else. Old conversations replaying, old mistakes still shaping identity. Pressure from years ago sitting in the nervous system like it never ended. After enough time, the mind becomes overcrowded. Modern life makes this worse than people realize. Human beings absorb endless information now without ever properly releasing anything. News cycles, comparison, social pressure, artificial urgency, opinions from strangers who will never matter personally yet still somehow occupy mental space. People rarely empty themselves anymore. Psychology already understands what chronic stress does to the brain. Emotional states repeated long enough stop feeling temporary and begin feeling normal. Someone lives in survival mode for years and eventually mistakes tension for personality. Anxiety becomes baseline. Hypervigilance starts feeling natural. That's why some people can sit in silence and still feel overwhelmed. Nothing dangerous is happening around them in that moment. The pressure is internal. Hermetic philosophy pointed toward this through the principle, as within, so without, not in the shallow sense people use online. More in the understanding that internal condition changes perception itself. A fearful mind experiences the world differently from a peaceful one. Someone carrying resentment notices insult everywhere. Someone trapped in shame interprets neutral moments through old emotional wounds. Most people are not experiencing reality directly anymore. They're experiencing reality through accumulated psychological residue. Carl Jung understood this too. What remains unconscious continues influencing behavior underneath awareness. Old pain keeps speaking through reactions, relationships, habits, even self-worth. A person thinks they're responding to the present while unconsciously reliving unfinished parts of their past. That weight changes people slowly. Not all at once. Someone becomes more guarded, more exhausted, less connected to themselves. Then eventually they become identified with the burden itself. Buddhist philosophy warned about this clearly. Human beings become attached to suffering in strange ways. Familiar pain starts feeling safer than uncertainty. People hold on to resentment, guilt, disappointment, even self-destructive identity patterns long after they stop serving growth. The mind clings to what feels familiar. Taoism approached it differently. It understood that forcing life internally creates friction. People try mentally controlling every future possibility and exhaust themselves, fighting imaginary scenarios before reality even arrives. That's why presence disappears. The tension gets trapped between memory and anticipation, while life itself keeps moving quietly underneath both. And strangely, most of the weight-crushing people now isn't physical, it's psychological. People replay old situations until the nervous system treats memory like present reality. They carry imagined futures like they've already happened. Half the population is exhausted by things that never even occur. Then there's identity. The pressure to maintain an image constantly, to become successful fast enough, to heal fast enough, to figure life out before everyone else appears to. No mind handles that pressure endlessly without consequence. Nature doesn't move like that anyway. Trees lose leaves when the season changes. Snakes shed skin once it no longer fits. The ocean doesn't cling to yesterday's tide. Human beings struggle to release anything. They carry old versions of themselves into completely different chapters of life and wonder why everything starts feeling heavy after a while. Some burdens are necessary for a time. Grief matters. Responsibility matters. Pain can mature people if they face it honestly. But there comes a point where holding on to something no longer creates growth. It just drains life out of you slowly. That's where awareness matters. You begin noticing how much of your suffering comes from unconscious repetition. The same fears, the same mental loops, the same emotional reactions replaying underneath awareness every day. And once you notice it properly, something starts changing. The mind becomes quieter. You stop reacting to every thought automatically. The future stops feeling like a threat all the time. Life feels lighter, not perfect, not painless, just less burdened by things that were never supposed to be carried forever. Real strength is knowing what deserves your energy and what needs releasing before it poisons your entire experience of being alive.